right now I'm standing on the north side of Houston in front of one of the data centers of the Planet, which is a data center hosting company. And the Vice President of Facilities at the Planet, Jeff Lowenberg, is SearchDataCenter.com's Data Center Manager of the Year. He's here now, and he's going to take us on a tour of the facility and show us some of the things that he's done to make it more energy efficient. The Planet first instituted fundamentals such as setting up their data center in a hot aisle, cold aisle configuration and installing perforated tiles in certain locations to get the cold air where it needed to go, to the front of the servers. Then Jeff Lowenberg took it to the next level.
So we use the uptime temperature strips to monitor the temperature at the top of the cabinets. Helps us regulate the temperature in the data center with our perforated tiles and with the set points on the air conditioner. Obviously we've got blank plates in place where we don't have servers in the cabinets to help stop the mixture of the hot and cold air. Another thing we've employed is where we bring the power into the cabinets at the bottom. Rather than having the power outlets under the floor and running the cords all through the floor for a grommet, we actually keep that above the floor to completely eliminate air coming through the grommets from the raised floor in an area where we don't want it.
Jeff has also done some innovative things with his Liebert crack units, installing some custom-made hoods to take advantage of the fact that hot air rises.
So we've extended the return air plenums on the crack units in this data center about 42 inches above their normal height. It allows two things. One, we're getting the hot air, which is going to be up near the ceiling, and it eliminates, or mostly eliminates, pulling the cold air out of the cold aisles before it's had a chance to get into the fronts of the computers.
Sometimes there's no avoiding having a hole in the raised floor, such as with this power distribution unit, but Jeff has still managed to minimize bypass airflow.
So on some of our older power distribution units where we have the cabling coming out under the floor, the holes were an irregular size. There really wasn't a product that would, like cold lock or something like that, that would help us prevent that airflow. So what we did is we used a product, Pleniform. We were able to actually, under the floor, build a dam around the PDU and just have cutouts in it where the actual electrical cabling is cut out, effectively blocking any of the airflow to come up through the bottom of the PDU.
This data center is just one of 6 that the Planet runs in the Houston and Dallas areas, consuming about 155,000 square feet of raised floor space. This facility was built in 3 phases. While the current phase has cabinets and rack servers, earlier phases included open racks and tower servers, as the Planet found them to be more expandable. Even with that open-air setup, good design principles can still save money.
Well, even in an environment like this with the towers where it's more difficult to control the airflow and prohibit the airflow between the hot and the cold aisles, even in this environment, when you employ best practices, you can still have a very efficient data center.
Each phase of the data center has 4 UPS systems, with one there for redundancy purposes. Each UPS has its own string of batteries, and each string contains 4 cabinets of batteries. The Planet also runs its active UPS systems at a high utilization rate, and does it for a reason.
Running the 3 units at near their capacity allows them to run much more efficiently, rather than if you were using parallel systems that you have to run the units at under 50%, which generally speaking UPSs are not very efficient at that low utilization.
The Planet isn't stopping there. Lowenberg recently visited a data center in the Netherlands in part to see how it used airside economizers to pump in outside air to cool the data center instead of mechanical refrigeration. Lowenberg said that even in hot climates such as Houston, airside economizers could be used part of the time to save the company hundreds of thousands of dollars more in energy cost per year. So the planet is considering that option for its next data center expansion or new build.